This review is presented by EV Dance.
SUVs in all their glory, small or big, there is just something about having an SUV. And here we are with the latest of very popular model. It's the T-Roc in its second generation. There was the first one that came 2017, then there was a facelift of that, 2021 I think, and then we're here with the latest one. And I think that the language, if we just have a look at it, the design language that is, falls into the new ID family. Very, very familiar in the front, especially with this LED ramp and this lit up logo in the front. I think we've seen enough of all of these LED ramps in the front, in the back, but still there is something that people just like about that. I'm not that fun about that because I think that you should just have an individual light there. Remove this one and that looks good because these new lights, they look extremely good. The overall proportions of this car has grown. Let's start off with the front. You can see that it's a bit like the RS models in Audi cars, the RS cars with this honeycomb look. Black looks really good to this canary yellow. Canary yellow is the color that I would choose because I love yellow. So the contrast between these two are really, really fine. Even though it has grown 122 millimeters in its length, and it's also a little wider, it's also a little higher. The CD value is a lot better, 10%. So 0.29 in CD value. That makes it a bit more efficient. And efficient is also the engine. 1.5 liter mild hybrid. That's the launch model. You can get in a 116 horsepower engine and 150 horsepower. We are trying out the 150 horsepower. It is not fast. But the great thing about these cars is that they fill that gap for the people that don't want to get into the fully electric era or just want to have a plug-in hybrid or something, or just want a simple car that they can rely on, an engine that they can rely on. But they also got this 48 volt mild hybrid system, which is a belt alternator. That means that you get a bit more oomph. I mean, 56 Newton meters more to get off the line, to coast a little, and to keep the consumption down. Because a fully hybrid, it isn't yet. Some more of these are coming 2026. We will see some with 130 horsepower, 170 horsepower, and then there will also be some models that will provide you with four-wheel drive. This one has only got front-wheel drive, but it's very light on its feet. And I like that. Good steering connection, and that's what I think is great. There are 4 different trim lines to this one. It's the Trend, it's the Life, it's the Style, and it's the R line. And the R line is the one that we are driving here. So that is more cosmetic. It's a more cosmetic inside, it's a more cosmetic on the outside. You got 20-inch rims, blacked out, looks really good. And there's some attributes with the R here, so it looks a bit more sporty. Because the real R, we won't be getting that to Sweden, but it will be available. I think it will get 330 horsepower. And it looks cool, and it is cool in this format. So 2 million of these has been built since 2017, and this has been a bestseller in Europe. People just like these compact SUVs. It also has a bigger boot, 30 liters more than before, 475 compared to the 445 from before. So a little longer means that there's bigger space inside. And I think that the proportions are just good for this little car. It's not too bulky, it's not too big. And my take, as always, on crossovers and SUVs are that they are a bit unnecessary. But in this format, you sit fairly high, you sit rather low, and it just looks rather cheeky. Honest, good door handles. That is something that I appreciate a lot. They've worked with the design. You got this hockey stick type of look at the back here, at the C-pillar, and it doesn't feel that very plastic. You have some plastics around here, but that is nothing that really sets it apart as being cheap in some way. It feels like a Volkswagen product, like a premium product, and that's what they want to achieve with it. And it feels just rugged and good. At the back, you got these new 3D LED lights, which just looks, I mean, fun, fresh, nice. The lit up emblem here at the back as well. This one places itself in between the T-Cross and the Tiguan. After that comes the Tayron and the Touareg. That's the different size ordering. But I think it looks cool. You can get panoramic roof to it. There is a lot of equipment. Trunk space, 30 liters more since the predecessor. So 475 liters. You can reassemble a little here, but you don't want to put some stuff down there because it's just a big bowl with some electrics. Let's try out the back seat, because the back seat in a car like this, of this size, is important. You want your kids to sit fairly good, but you also want adults to sit good back here. The seats are rather sporty in this one. They are a bit more tight because you fall into them. They feel tight in that way that you see there's some bolsters here to make it a little more sporty. A bit more stiff than in the front, but we'll look at the front seats in a little while. Got some lights in the roof, Harman Kardon sound system in this one, and you got these vertical door openers, which are fairly new. They don't take that much space. They are integrated very, very nicely in here. And not that much plastics. It just feels rugged, nice, and once again, a little more premium. You got 3-zone climate control, so you can adjust it back here, 2 USB-C ports, and of course, me, 174.5 centimeters, sitting behind myself. There is tons of space, and I can put my feet underneath the seat, even though I sit in its lowest position. And they've optimized it a lot for even larger and taller people. Like if you're 185 centimeters plus, you sit well, you can stretch back, and that's very important in a car like this. And with the front passenger seat, you can fold that forward if you want to put in some skis or some longer objects. Of course, you can always fold the rear seats. You got 2 cup holders here, rubberized. That's a new thing. I like that. It's not plastic, rubberized in the bottom. So it's just a good place. You got ISOFIX. Easy on the eye, just Volkswagen in its look, but roomy, a little dark. You can get the panoramic roof if you want, but still, it's fine. It's fine. I always appreciate getting into a perfect driver's position, and you can really do that. The adjustments for the steering wheel is good. You can set it in depth, you can set it in height, you can get it fairly high up, which I also enjoy a lot. And what I enjoy is getting far down, and you can get rather deep in this car. These front seats are really generous, I think. They are wide in the bottom. There's some side bolsters, some support, so they feel sporty. They feel a little, well, not soft, but they feel agile in some way. You feel agile. You feel a little on edge every time you drive, and I like that. They're comfortable, supportive, but nice. You got the R symbol here, so there's some Alcantara in them, and yeah, good seats, good driving position. And what is also very welcomed, which I like from Volkswagen, is that seems like they've listed a lot. They've made some steps forward, and then they've taken some steps backwards just to make the customers happy. One of these things are that you get the physical buttons. Very good response in these ones. They are clicky and nice. Tactile feel in them, a little plastic, and there is plenty of them. So you just need to sit and dig around and learn them, but then you're into it. So in a Volkswagen way, you will just orientate yourself very, very easy around here. Good display here in the front. The graphics are nice. You can change the view. You can see your board computer. You can get the rev counter, speedometer, navigation, and all of this. It's also got the travel assist, new type of travel assist, which just feels what type of speed you have in different corners. It can change lanes automatically. That is new and updated. A lot of safety features. This emergency safety system, so if you black out, if you get a heart attack or something like that, then the car will just shiver a little, and the seatbelt will pull you, and if there's no response from the driver, then it will pull off, and then it will make an emergency call. So that is good, and I think that has saved a lot of lives, and it will save a lot of lives. So that is a good safety system. As usual, this system is very, very quick. Big and logic symbols that are easy to run through even though you drive. And here you got all the lane assist, speed warning, attention monitor. Just push that button, then you go in and deactivate whatever you want. Like that a lot as well. Modes, you got Eco, you got Comfort, you got Sport, and you got the DCC, the Dynamic Chassis Control. You can set that in so many different steps. I think 11 steps. You start the car down here. Here is just one knob, so very clean down here. And that knob is for the volume. You can push it and then you can get your driving modes very, very quickly adjusted like that. Handbrake there, 2 USB-C ports, and a big induction charger here. There is big space for your cup holders. You can rearrange it a little however you want. This armrest is just good. You can adjust that. Good pockets in the sides here. And everything is just very well laid out. There's a lot of recycled stuff in this car. It's about 140 parts that are recycled from the outside to the inside. T-shirts has been used for the seats, PET bottles and everything, but it doesn't feel that recycled. It feels natural and pure, and I like that. And it looks good. You have good visibility all around, and I just like this environment in here in a Volkswagen way. And also when you drive, you have cylinder deactivation, so it cuts off 2 cylinders to save some more fuel. The combined consumption for this 150 horsepower, 48 volt mild hybrid engine, 1.5 liter engine, which is small, well, that is around 5.5 to 6 liters per 100 kilometers. It's decent, it's decent. You would like it to be a little lower, but it's not a very small car. So I think that the consumption is decent. Lower the temperature.
Sure, it will get cooler at the front left shortly.
Okay, that works. You just need to be very crisp when you say it. Let's try another one. Put on the seat heater.
The front left seat heating is already on.
Okay, that's good, that's good. So it's it works fairly fine. The new Matrix headlights are also a lot stronger, better, just as you drive into corners. You can also load up some heavier stuff on the roof, 80 kilos, because the roof is a lot stronger than on the earlier one. You also get the 480 watts Harman Kardon as an option. And there's also Park Assist Pro, so 50 meters, it can recognize what type of parking spot you had, how you parked last time, and it will do that automatically as well. Your name was?
Malin.
Malin. She's here to demonstrate the Parking Pro Assist.
Park Assist Pro.
Park Assist Pro, there we got it right. And I'll flip the camera up, and yeah, let's do it.
Now it's working.
Yep.
So I can start the engine.
Nice.
And now I can say that it should move forwards and backwards. And then I can say, please move forward.
Yeah, look at that. This is just
Every
remote.
time it's only remote.
Yep.
And now the car is ready to enter and to drive.
If you want to save your, like parking spot or something, then it can do it in an automatic way while you're sitting in the car.
When you're sitting inside, you can also do it. And then you can also give it to the phone, and then you can do it remote.
Okay. Very nice. What do you think of this, Eric?
I think it would be really convenient where I live, actually. Especially in Stockholm, where it's tight parking spaces.
That's right. And it can do this for about up to 50 meters or something?
The train parking, the memory parking,
Yep.
you can do it up to 50 meters. This is only around 5 meters because otherwise you will drive into the traffic.
Sure. This is a good system. I like it. The towing capacity for the car is all the way up to 2 tons, depending on what type of engine configuration you go for. Prices for the base engine, 116 horsepower, which we won't get to Sweden. That starts around 30,800 euros. For the R-Line and the 150 horsepower, which we're trying out here, which comes to Sweden, well, that starts around 42,500 euros. So I think you get a decent amount of car for that money, and you get a good car. This is the EV Dance portable charger. Very sturdy, very easy to use. Just plug it in, 220, 240 volts socket, and off you go. You get 3.68 kilowatts of charging power. What I don't like, what I found immediately in this car is the braking feel. It feels very inconsistent in some way. You push it a little and it doesn't give any feedback, and then you need to gradually brake harder and harder to get some feedback from it. That's not what I like in cars. And this one is not an electric car, it's not a plug-in hybrid, it's not a full hybrid, which it will come as later. This is a mild hybrid, so it doesn't need that much regenerative feel. But this one feels like a bad regenerative brake in some way. You get used to it, you know how hard to brake, but I don't like it. This has got 150 horsepower. This one will come to Sweden, and there is something I like about the mild hybrids, because when you just want to get a car and all the plug-in hybrids, the full hybrids, the electrics and all this, just becomes simple in some way, and you can drive them rather effective, because this one is not a car that engages you. Even though we're in the R version, this is the top of the range version. This comes with almost as much gadgets and stuff, safety systems and whatever you need. But this is still a car to just roll off with, and I like that unpretentious way about a car. We got good sticky tires, Bridgestone on it, and we got the 20-inch wheels on it. It's grippy and it looks good, and that's what you go for when you go for the R. It's a bit more of the cosmetic lineup. You like it a little more sporty, well then go for the R line. It's a rather quiet car. There's some broken road that we're driving on here. Mostly it's smooth, rather rugged, if you call it that. It's a bit uneven, but I think that the chassis works it out really fine. There's no air suspension on this one, but it is adjustable. It's this DCC, the dynamic chassis control. You can set that in, I think, about 11 steps. So you can feel it when you go from comfort to sporty. Sporty is a little more stiff. It gets a little more planted. So I think that the light type of feel that you get from the steering inputs, they're fine, they're comfortable, but you still get the connection. It feels okay. I think it's very pointy. And there's also something that is a little liberating in the feel that it is a front-wheel driven car, because it becomes a little more light. So it feels light on its feet when you drive it a little quicker. And I like that type of feel. 0 to 100 is done in like 8.9 seconds, something like that. There's a little kick to that DSG box. Push it a little harder. You know, it sticks nicely to the corners. The braking feel is not the best, but when you're a bit more aggressive on it, then it's just fine. Goes down here, hard on the brake, shift down, and that is just fine. Here we got a little bump. So 150 horsepower, well, if you floor it and you keep the speed, then it's there, because it's fairly fun to drive. It's light. It doesn't feel, you know, heavy. It is rather light and nice. They've done a lot in that department of driving joy. It feels good. But a little more power could do it, because it can take a little more power. Very nice layout here. It's very strong. When you look at it, it feels like you sit in a bit bigger and more muscular SUV, and that is something that they always want to enhance in some way. Everything is logically laid out. I like how it looks, the navigation. This one is very intuitive. It's quick. You can use it as you drive along. You get the navigation here. You get all the info. A lot of buttons. You just get into your car, which is simple, but with all the conveniences that you need. So it feels like a quality car. It feels like a Volkswagen product, and it just becomes even more carved out as a product that you like. So they listen to the customers. You can feel that everything is quicker, more intuitive, more responsive. The buttons in the steering wheel is just physical and great. Everyone wants that. They put that back in. It's just like, what else do you need? They go back and forth by making decisions that might not be so good, then they recalibrate it, and then it just becomes better. And here we are with a product that is very likable, especially in my eyes. I really, really like it. Also, something that is special about it, and that you feel like, well, this is a good choice, is that it's very recycled. It's the most recycled Volkswagen product in their whole lineup. All the way up to 140 parts of the car and components are recycled, from the interior to the exterior to the drivetrain to a lot. And that adds up to 40 kilos of recycled materials. That's really good. You know, you conscience is a little lighter about choosing a car that is a bit more environmentally friendly, even though it's only a mild hybrid with an engine. But the engine is small, so it doesn't let out that much. And they need to ump the volume a little and make the cash flow a little higher. You understand that. And many people want a car that is simple, that just has this system, and that might just not want to get into a fully electric car or even a plug-in hybrid car. So I think this is a very good alternative to that.
The T-Roc is built in Europe and feels very much aimed for the European customers. The Volkswagen factory in Palmela, Portugal, has 7,000 employees and 1,000 cars a day is produced here. This is the factory where the new T-Roc will be built. We had a great and informative tour there, which showcased many of the very rigorous and effective stations. The MQB-platform that the T-Roc builds on allows for more highly technology-based functions from the higher Volkswagen classes. Finally, in the evening I was shown the updated light systems in the T-Roc. Welcome home light, the different light signatures, how the new reversing light has been improved, covering more ground, and also the interior light customization.